Alright everyone, and welcome back to an episode of the F123 Driver Crimo with Alpine. This is episode 56 today for the French Grand Prix of Season 4. If you missed the previous episode at Silverstone, then I recommend go and check one out before seeing this one. It wasn't the best of races. P4, we had not the best qualifying at our own race, but we did come through for P4 in the end, which I was actually quite okay with. Sonoda, Piastri and Russell there, far too quick for me in the end. We are going to look at the ultimate fuel efficiency upgrade. That's really not what I really want potentially, but we are going to purchase that anyway with the points we've got. Unfortunately, we have to then unpurchase that because the ERS upgrade failed, and we are prioritising ERS. So yeah, that is very frustrating that failed, but it will come in crucially for Belgium. We don't quite so much need it here at France, at Paul Ricard, as we've got rain for the start of this race. So that's going to be interesting as well to see how long that lasts. Now, McLaren have stretched away slightly from Aston Martin. Red Bull and Mercedes have both closed the gap on Aston Martin, who haven't brought an upgrade. Neither of McLaren. We haven't brought an upgrade for 2 races now. We made so much progress, and all of a sudden it's starting to slip away. So we do need to get back with some more upgrades. So hopefully Belgium and then Italy as well. But yeah, no other progress elsewhere. As we move into qualifying, I'm not going to lie, Paul Ricard isn't one of my favourite tracks, and well, the start of qualifying didn't exactly go to plan.
Alright, get ready to jump out if you get too hot in there. There's a problem with the cooling system and it's going to take us a few minutes to correct it.
Okay, well, we've managed to eventually get going, and we are going to get a lap. First lap was only P14 though, and just like in Silverstone, it's the second set of tyres. I don't know what it is, but they're just not performing as well as the first set. And you can see here through sector 1, we're half a tenth down on our previous best time, which is baffling considering the fact that was set on a third lap. Well, the second lap was a slow lap. I'm going to try if we can get a slipstream off the Haas car at the front, which isn't the fastest car on the grid. It's actually one of the slowest. As Haas car pulls over, we are the setup is very good. It's set up for straight line speed through these sections as well. Now as we come through, we have gained that time back that we lost through the first sector. We're a tenth and a half up on Warson's time through the middle sector, so I'd like to see top 10. That is all I was saying. Even if it's just the bottom end of the top 10 or even P11, I'll take around here. I've not really raced around Paul Ricard that much on F123. I mean, considering the fact that F1 itself hasn't been here since 2021. It's slightly understandable as we come through then the final corner, a horrible corner, which is feeling it's just a horrible, one of probably the worst corners in terms of car feeling on the game, and it's only P14, which is dreadful. 1.3 seconds off. How did we manage to take... I know it was wet in Austria, but, if I'm going from that to this here at France, it's not great. Pourchaire's only 3.5 a bit tenths up the road. So, yeah, well, we'll see what we can do. What will be 13th on the grid. It's time for the race. So Sonoda has a penalty as well, so that's going to help us as well. Interestingly, race strategy is on dry tyres for everyone. Yes, everyone is starting this wet race on dry tyres, and there's no option to start the inters. You know, I don't mind that, because then we could have just gone medium to the end. But there we go. So we get then ready for 5 red lights for the French Grand Prix from P12, and lights out, and away we go. And you know, it's a shocker for Lawson and Porsche. Look at this. Some of the Ferraris even have a poor start. We have to back off because there's just a wall of red blocking us away. We are going to get down the inside. I think that's of TYRES as well, and move up another position up to P7. So it's been a good start. Up at the front, George Russell took the lead from 3rd on the grid. So the hard start are starting well, although Albon is going to battle back against Russell and try and take this lead back. Obviously crucial points for Albon in his fight with Russell. We're going to have a look around the outside now at this corner of Lando Norris. There's a bit of tyre banging there, so of course try and get the traction down even in the wet, which it looks like it should be inters and it's not. But we have got past Lando now and up to P6. As I say, there was a bit of tyre banging there. Nothing meant by it. It's just the fact that we're stuck with this now on dry tyres until this rain goes away. But you can see here, lap 4, P6 might be the maximum today, because I don't have the pace, to be honest. And there's a lot of people on likes hards and medium tyres, which is slightly worrying. You can see in lap 5 the rain has just stopped, and magically the track has just dried, as if though someone's driven a hairdryer all over it. Norris tried over goes again. DRS is enabled. It has been all this time as well. But yeah, the 2 Ferraris though, we know they got dreadful tyre wear. As I say, they haven't fixed it yet. They are in the process of fixing it with an upgrade, but that's not happened yet as well. Our teammate, meanwhile, he tends to have dreadful starts and then just spawns in like P6. So yeah, he's already starting to make a move. He started on the hards. He's now got in front, or he's trying to get in front of Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen is going to come back. Verstappen, of course, is having a mediocre season. Down the inside. And Verstappen is back in front of Porsche, so Porsche will have to wait. We're going after Carlos Sainz now, and his tyres must have gone off, and only 10 laps. That's very poor as well from Ferrari. I think this is a lot harder track. So watch Teo Porsche then having a go at Max Verstappen as well. Porsche has the racing line, but Verstappen does well to be able to come back. Now Verstappen should have extra grip on those mediums. Then again, Red Bull also have poor tyre wear as well, but Porsche is finally able to get past. And one of the Ferraris, that's Sainz, he's had enough. He's had enough of these mediums. He's going on to the hards, which should take him to the end of the race as well. We're sort of gambling. We could have pit as well and gone to hards, but I feel like if we want to try and get a podium, which I don't know. I mean, you see there Russell and the 2 McLarens are swapping places left, right and centre. You see Piastri leads from Albon and Russell at the moment, but they're swapping places left, right and centre. Albon is the one that's going to carry on for another lap as Russell pits the same time as Piastri, even though he was on the hards. And that's Lando Norris, and he's out of the race with an engine failure. Mercedes' reliability has been shocking this season as well. You know, Russell's had a couple of DNFs as well as Norris. So yeah, we're putting him into one of the world's worst pit lanes here at Paul Ricard, and yeah, we're gonna it's gonna drop us down the order, but we are going for softs. You can see our tyre wears early 30s, not too bad. So you know, I think we can make it to the end of the race. We will have some tyre wear at the end on the softs, so there is a chance. It is a risk going softs, but yeah, because we stayed out so long, if we were going to do that, we'd have to pit 4 laps to go for hards, you know, an undercut, which could have been a better strategy. Maybe we should have started on the hards in hindsight, but there we go. We got battling up a friend. It's Aston Martin against Red Bull. Sonoda has been forced out by Perez. It's an easy move for us as we're now. We had to back off there to avoid going into Perez, but now we're going to have DRS, a bit of ERS as well, and we're just going to blast past even on the inside of Perez. It's too much for him. The engine is they've actually got good engine power here, which makes me hopeful for the likes of Belgium and Monza to come. And now we're going to get Nick de Vries, who once again is having a great run of form in the points. Down the inside though at turn 1 on de Vries. We're up to P8 now, so we've set the fast lap of the Grand Prix, which gives us an extra point as well. So yeah, it's just how far can we get up the order before these slots go off. So that's de Vries, by the way. We saw our overtake. Now we'll have it. Perez just embarrasses him at that corner. Perez is in front of de Vries, although both out of DRS at the inch already. And now Verstappen, he's got absolutely no chance against us with DRS, and we just blast past him up to P7. Next up will be Porsche and the 2 Ferraris, so P4 is still potential in this Grand Prix as well. But up at the front then, George Russell, Mercedes playing a different strategy to McLaren, and Russell has broken that crucial 1 second gap to the 2 McLarens, and he's on the medium tyres, the better tyres as well. Porsche now he knows that we're behind him. He knows that we're closing in. He's getting a move on, dispatching his compatriot Esteban Ocon as well around the outside. Lovely move for Teo, and then instantly the next lap he goes and dispatches the other Ferrari of Carlos Sainz. So Porsche, he's the one now in P4 on those medium tyres as well. The Sainz is going to try and come back at Porsche at that corner, but Porsche has the measure of him there as well. Now we move up to lap 23. We're caught up to Esteban Ocon, and the speed is doing the 229 mile an hour. That's a new top. That's faster than what we managed in the Ferrari, because the Ferrari would bottle out at 226. So this Renault engine is faster than the Ferrari in pure mile per hour speed. As we have a look at Sainz there, he's just blocking us. This could cost us our chance to get Porsche. I mean, no love lost between us after what happened in season 3 as well. But yeah, 229. If we can replicate that at Belgium and Spa, then I'm looking forward to that. That will be crucial to have that extra 3 mile an hour over the likes of Ferrari. As Felipe Drugovich, I mean, I talked about Mercedes having poor reliability. So do AlphaTauri, because their Ford engine is also unreliable, and Drugovich is out for the 20th time this season already, even though we've only had 7 or 8 races so far. And that's Ocon getting past his teammate Carlos Sainz. So Ocon will please the home crowd there. Meanwhile, up at the front, Russell's checked out, so it's really the battle for P2, which will be annoying this man, Alexander Albon. And Albon is unable to get Oscar Piastri, so Piastri will extend his lead, even if it's only 3 points. Sadly for us, tyre wear, yeah, it's just slightly too much in the end to catch Porsche, and he pulled away. Great recovery from Teo to get P4 his home race. I'm disappointed in that. I thought we could have got P4. Yeah, again, the podium is just too far out of reach. We need to have better qualifyings if we're going to get those podiums. Because the target, as I said, is still to get P2. Yes, we got fastest lap as well, which is an extra point. Max Verstappen actually finished in P10 in the end. As well as both Aston Martins beat both Red Bulls in that little battle as well. De Vries, he's ahead of Perez in the Drivers' Championship now. So that little battle between Aston Martin and Red Bull could be interesting for us. We're down to P4, as we were overtaken by Russell after he won his second race. Constructors, we do gain on Mercedes, although despite Russell winning, I think we lose out, but it's not as much. If Norris had been there, but obviously he DNF'd the second time this season. Russell DNF'd. you know, in comparison to Mercedes 4 DNFs, we've only had 1 at Renault. So our reliability is sticking up. It's just a shame that we couldn't get that position today ahead of our teammate. But Teo's had, you know, a little bit to perform at Austrian Britain. He's starting to refocus and, you know, find that form that got him a podium at Canada. To say, the next 2 episodes, Belgium will be out next week, and then Monza will be out the following week because Belgium's a sprint race. So yeah, that's the way it's going to happen. Those 2 races, I'm hoping for I'm targeting a podium, at least 1, if not both. That is the plan of action. But yes, though all that it remains, if you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. See plenty more F123 and F124 driver agreement videos as they come out. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy your day, and goodbye.